I'm Bensette, founder of the Bossy Babe brand, fitness coach, and serial entrepreneur turned intuitive life and business coach. The Wealthy Babe podcast is for the ambitious, courageous, and spiritually charged up woman in network marketing, craving wealth not only in her bank account, but in every aspect of her life. Get plugged in here each week for authentic and unfiltered conversations from myself and industry leaders who are going to support you and give you all the juicy behind the scenes and real talk around business, spirituality, strong points of view, and doing shit differently. This is a safe space to come undone, be heard, and be given permission to rewrite your own damn rules. So here we go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Wealthy Babe podcast. I am so excited to be sharing space with you. I'm so excited that you are tuning into this episode. And as always, I so appreciate you showing up, downloading, and using your time, using your energy, and showing up in this space for this podcast, because I know and I understand that there are just so many other spaces and places that you could be dedicating your time and energy to. So just know that I appreciate you, and I'm so thankful that you are here and just showing up for yourself, showing up for your dreams, showing up for your business, and showing up for what it is that you truly, truly desire. So today's episode, today's topic, today what we're talking about is something that is so freaking exciting to me. It's something that I love to talk about. It's something that I love to teach my clients. It's something that I think is so incredibly important. However, it's not something that a lot of people talk about. I don't think it's something that a lot of influencers, a lot of coaches, a lot of podcasters, I don't think it's really something that a lot of people teach. And that's why I'm really excited to be bringing this to you. This whole series, everything that we're talking about in this series of initial podcast episodes that have been released have all been about being able to receive abundance and being able to receive wealth in ultimately whatever way that looks for you, because wealth and abundance, as I mentioned in my previous episodes, look different for each person. Sometimes that's money. Sometimes it looks like something totally different, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. That's going to look different for every single person, and that's okay. But in order to receive the things that we desire in our life, in order to receive the money, the income, the level of success, the feeling of freedom, the feeling of time freedom, of money freedom, of being able to do the things that we truly desire, the things that we want, it comes with almost this secret sauce, almost this thing that we're almost missing. Because you could probably relate to this. And if you're listening to this, it's probably because, you do relate to it and you've been brought to this episode for a reason. And I'm going to be super transparent. I'm going to be super honest and open. And even though in my 4 years of entrepreneurship, even though I have taken a lot of leaps and I've taken messy action, and I've always done the thing before I was deemed ready, and I was always just failing forward and trying different things and testing them out and seeing what worked and seeing what didn't work, there was a energy that I never stepped into. There was this space of success I never stepped into. There was a part of me always kind of lingering around, feeling as if success wasn't mine already. I was always kind of sitting around waiting to arrive, waiting for someone else to validate me, waiting for the rank to show up when I was in network marketing for me to say, okay, now you're ready. now you can feel successful. Now you can jump on the live video and feel really confident. Now you can feel like you've made it. And maybe this is something you relate to. Maybe this is something that you resonate with, and you can completely get me on a soul freaking level that you are still waiting, that you are sitting here feeling as if you're not there, you haven't arrived, so you can't show up confidently, you can't show up asking for the sale, you can't show up stepping into the space acting as if you've already hit your 4-figure month or your 5-figure month or your 6-figure month or whatever level of income it is that you're trying to strive towards right now. There is a certain energy that people at that level of income hold. There is a certain way that they speak about money. There is a certain way that they hold themselves. There is a certain way that they show up in the world, the confidence that they have, the way that they interact with people, the way that they ask for sales, the way that they run their business. There is a reason why that people at that income level have that income. And it's not because they got it and it showed up in their bank account and then they felt ready and they felt like they have arrived and then they felt confident that they could ask for the sale. No, 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 no. There's a reason why. And it's because before the money came, before they seen it in their bank account, before they seen the rank advancement, before they had all of the clients sign up or all of the customers in their account, they already decided it was theirs. Boom, right? You're like, holy tits. But it's true. It's true. If you look at anybody on social media, if you look at anybody that maybe you're influenced by, and they are at a level of income in which you wish to be at, or they're living their life a way that you wish to do, or to live your life like, or they're holding themselves in a way that you want to hold yourself. It's not because someone said, hey girl, hey Sally, hey Susie, you've arrived, you're here, you're good enough, you're confident enough, do the damn thing. It's not because somebody told them. It's not because they received the rank and then they stepped into it. It's because they decided that before it was theirs, before it showed up, they decided that it was already theirs. They decided that with every inch of their being that money, even if they couldn't see it in their bank account, even if they couldn't see that rank in front of them, even if they couldn't see their roster full of clients or customers coming in abundantly with ease and with flow, they already knew that it was on their way to them. They knew that it was for them. They knew that it was destined for them and that they didn't have to fight for it. So they decided to step into it. They decided to look at, who do I need to be to attract this in? Who do I need to be? There was such a time in my life where, like I said, I took the messy action. I did the things. However, there was an energy about myself that I never stepped into until I realized this, until I realized that I was waiting to arrive before I actually stepped into it, that I was playing small. Even though I was taking action, doing the things, I wasn't putting myself out there. I wasn't holding the energy or holding the space that would attract in all the clients at that income level. So I couldn't attract in the money that I wanted to receive. I couldn't attract in the high ticket paying clients because I wasn't holding myself to that level. So this is super common, is that we're waiting for the money in order for us to feel ready, right? We wait for the money to make the investment into our business, to hire the coach, to buy the things, to take the course. We're waiting for the money to feel ready. We're waiting for it to show up in our bank accounts. So then we can say, okay, now I'm ready. I'm here. I can take action. I can show up really confidently. But it's never going to happen that way. The money comes because you've already decided that it's yours. The money comes because you already trusted and surrendered to the greater purpose in which you're showing up for. The money comes in because you become an energetic match for it, because money wants to hang out at that level with you. Money doesn't come otherwise. Money's not going to come if you're playing small. Money's not going to come. The high ticket clients aren't going to come if you're playing small. The abundance of clients or customers to help you get to that next rank isn't going to come if you are not an energetic match to receive it. If you're showing up really, really lethargic, if you're showing up really burnt out, if you're showing up really overwhelmed, if you're showing up out of desperation, out of lack, if you're showing up in these ways, why would anyone be attracted into that, right? Those aren't qualities that they want to learn to receive. They don't want to learn how to do more of that. A lot of the time that your ideal client, the person who's coming to you for service or for your product or for your service, they're coming to you not because of the product or because of the service. They're coming to you because you play at an energy level and you have an energy level and you hold yourself into a certain way that they want to be a part of. They want to learn how to have more of that in their life. And if they see that you're overwhelmed, if they see that you're burnt out, if they see that you're living in lack or desperation, they're not going to sign on with you because that's not something that they want more of in their life. They want confidence, right? They want to be able to feel freedom. They want to be able to know that when they get into your space, they're going to achieve and become the person that they want to be. Most of us make the mistake of waiting to achieve 6 figures or waiting to achieve the 4 figures or the 5 figures, depending on where you're at, whatever season that you're at in your business right now. Most of us make that mistake of waiting to achieve that level of income and hoping that once we get there, that we're going to feel all of the things, right? We're going to feel confident. We're going to feel successful. We're going to feel capable. We're going to feel strong. We're going to feel on top of the freaking world, right? We're waiting that once we get there, then we're going to feel all of the things, that we will achieve all that we desire, right? The credibility, the freedom. So the question really is here, who do I need to become to achieve this income? Rather than, what will this money make me? What will that money change about me? Instead, it needs to be, who do I need to be to receive it? What is the level I need to step into? Who do I need to become to receive that level of income, to receive that level of abundance, to receive that level of wealth? Who do I need to be? Right? Do you need to be burnt out? Are you going to get there by feeling super overwhelmed? Are you going to get there by sacrificing your relationships? Are you going to get there by running yourself ragged and hustling 24/7? Are you going to get there by talking down to yourself or telling yourself it's so far away and talking really shitty to money and saying that you never have enough of it? Are you going to get there by it not being a fun process, by feeling like you have to show up because if you don't, how are you going to pay your bills? Is that how you're going to receive a 6-figure income or a 4-figure income or a 5-figure income? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You get that income by having the belief that it's already yours, that it is for you, that money is abundant, that it's on the way, by living in abundance right now, not waiting to arrive, but recognizing that you've already arrived, that you're already here, that you don't have to wait for something to show up for you to feel ready, but you are already ready right where you are right now. When an actor auditions for a movie or for a play and they get up on stage ready to read, they have to first step into that character. They have to feel worthy of being that character, as if it was made for them before the directors or before the producers will buy into it and give them the part. This is the same thing with you. I want you to picture yourself as this actor or as this actress, right? I want you to practice and step into this role, step into this character, step into this version of you at this level as if it's already yours, where you believe that what you want is already yours. Because before your clients and before your customers are going to buy into it, you have to buy into it, right? You have to buy into that it's already yours before your clients and customers are also going to say, okay, girl, I get you. I feel you. I'm going to hire you. I'm going to sign on with you because I trust that you're already there. I trust that you are confident in yourself. You need to buy into this first. Achieving the income you desire, signing the clients or the customers you dream of isn't as simple as wanting it. Just like the actor, they had to believe, in fact, that it was theirs first. When I first shifted out of my overdraft into $400, into $800, into $2,000, into $3,000 months and $5,000 months and continuing on and beyond and beyond and beyond, wanting it had very little to do with it. And this is something that I see people do a lot. They write it down. They say, I'm manifesting it. I wrote it in my journal. I'm meditating on it. I'm holding space for it. And that's all good, right? I did the same thing. I wrote the daily affirmations. I wrote it down every single day that I was making a certain amount of money, but it didn't just show up, right? It's not enough just to desire it. When people set the goal for that 4 or 5 or 6-figure income and beyond, usually they have a vision of themselves for when they get there, right? They have an emotional result in which they're going to step into when they receive that income, right? The money to invest in coaches, in business expenses, and in yourself, right? The money to pay your bills easily, the money to finally feel worthy, the money to finally stop the stress and feel free, the money to finally have the stronger relationship because you're not fighting or stressed over funds and you can simply enjoy living, the money to finally have more to give and have a sense of contribution, finally having that must equal success, right? Right? But to truly achieve people paying you a lot of money for your services, you have to step into that vision first. Rather than you hiding, rather than you not being confident in your offers, rather than you not being confident in your area of expertise, but yet wanting that down payment to feel successful before you actually step up and be confident. Right? You might be hiding, right? And you need to first, you can't hide. You can't hide and wait for someone else to give you this down payment. You can't wait for someone to show up and say, okay, girlfriend, okay, Susie, you are ready. You can't wait for that. Because if you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting a hell of a long time. You have to be your own down payment. You have to be the one who buys into you before anyone else will. You cannot wait to step up and be confident and then expect people to pay for you. If you're not going to pay for yourself, if you're not going to buy into what it is that you offer or what your area of expertise is, but you want other people to, it's not going to happen, right? It's like the chicken and the egg. Which one comes first? Any level that you step into first requires that there is a decision that it is yours. A client or customer is investing their money into you because you hold an energy that they want to be in. Maybe you show up confident in exactly who you are with zero fucks given. Maybe you stand really, really strong in your feminine and it's magnetic. Maybe you're healthy and you're vibrant. Maybe you're so tapped into your spiritual connection, or maybe you are just damn happy and are living a life and running a business that feels really authentic and really amazing. Either way, as a human, they may be saying that they want more money or to lose weight, but on the inside, they're buying because they're attracted to a feeling that they want to experience more of. So on the flip, if you're showing up in struggle, if you're showing up stressed, if you're showing up burnt out and overwhelmed, in desperation and in lack, with no self-worth or no confidence, I can promise you right now, girlfriend, that they're going to be saying, I already got enough of that. They're not going to be inspired to buy into that space. So how are you showing up in your business right now? Based on that, would you feel confident in sharing your how with your clients? Would you feel confident in sharing that with your customers? The way that we imagine if we will win or lose is based on past results. That's it. We predetermine our success based on the past, based on if we've made a mistake on the past, if we've fudged up a launch in the past, if something flopped and didn't work out. We imagine this in our minds. We create this story. We live in this truth based on our past results. So what you need to do is that you need to disconnect from who you used to be. So the next thing that's so incredibly important is that you need to take on the beliefs of this next level version of you. You need to take on the beliefs of the level of income or the level of success in which you want to step into, that you want to ultimately see manifest into reality, into your life. Do you believe that someone at that next level, and we'll just say six-figure, because this is a common term, it's the verbiage, it's the language that I know my ideal client is saying all the time. I have polled my audience inside the Boss Babe Club, inside my free community, on my social media in the past, and I've asked them kind of, what do they identify with? And they all say six-figure, and that's kind of why I am talking about this and saying six-figure, because I know that the women that I work with are stretching into a six-figure income. So you can totally make this be and match whatever it is that you are stretching into and feels in alignment for you. Like I kind of mentioned before, it's about being, it's a state of being. So kind of replace that six-figure with that next level version of you, okay? So do you believe that a six-figure earner talks down about herself? Do you believe that she thinks that she's not credible? Does she worry about investing or money not coming back to her? Does she settle? Does she give everything that she has away for free? Does she not honor herself? Does she not take care of herself? Does she not make time for herself? Does she not take time for her family or for her relationships? Does she work 24/7? Does she not show up confidently? Does she worry about not selling out her programs? Does she think she is broke, or does she say that she's really cheap? Does she say that that thing's really expensive? A six-figure earner becomes one because of the way that she views herself, not by the way the world views her. That's powerful. So what would you believe is true at this level of you? That you are credible right now? That you are capable of selling out your programs right now? That you are abundant and wealthy right now? That you are confident? That you are free? That you are fulfilled? That you are impacting lives? What new truths are you going to own? What would you, at that next level version of yourself, believe about yourself? What would you believe about your worth? What would you believe about money? What would you believe about receiving money and spending money? How would you talk about your capabilities, your dreams and your desires, your success? How would you show up for yourself differently? How would you show up for your clients differently? How would you show up for your relationships differently? And how would you show up for your boundaries differently? How would she take care of herself? How would she spend her time? Would she delegate tasks? Would she delegate things in her business? Would she take things off her plate? Or would she continue to try to do everything herself? What is the type of food that she would eat? What's the quality of it? What kind of restaurants would she eat at? What is the quality of her clothing? What's the style of her clothing? How does it fit her? How does it feel? How would she sit? How would she stand? Would she keep her shoulders rolled back, or would she kind of have them hunched forward? How would she present herself? How would she take up space in this world? How would she speak? How would she feel? How does she define success, and how does she celebrate? It is so freaking easy for us to wear struggle as a badge. I did the same damn thing. But what would wearing that badge stretch us into? What would we have continued to believe is true? I know that if I had continued to wear struggle as a badge, especially in the hardest time in my life last year, if I had continued to wear struggle as a badge, I would not be sitting here on this podcast making this episode for you right now talking about wealth and abundance. There is no way in hell. Right? There's no way in hell. I would not have stretched myself into a space of feeling really wealthy. I would not have stretched myself into a space of feeling abundant, regardless of what ebbs and flows in and out of my bank account. Right? What would we have continued to believe is true if we continue to wear this struggle as a badge of honor? Would I continue to give everything away for free? To hustle 24/7 and never actually experience life, never live life, never do the things that would make me feel alive? I continue to feel overwhelmed and exhausted, unable to create the freedom that, I truly desired. At a certain point, you have to decide, am I going to shift or am I going to stay? For me, I decided to shift. I decided, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel. This space doesn't feel good. I know this version of me. I have played out this version of me. I have repeated this version of me time and time again, and I am over it. I am tired of it. I want something more. So I started to say, why not me? I started to say, there is more where that came from. Whenever I made a purchase, I stopped skimping on the shit that lit me up, such as food. I decided to buy the good food that nourished my vessel rather than saying we can't afford it. I stopped, when we go to I remember very vaguely, or not very vaguely, very vividly, when we would go to the grocery store, we would skimp on things like it would be $1 less, and we're like, well, it's cheaper, we're saving money, let's do it. But what I really wanted was the thing that was healthier, or the thing that was better quality, which was $1 more. But for whatever reason, I felt like, okay, well, I'm saving money. I'm doing something good. And I was living in such a space of lack of desperation. It was awful. I was always leaving feeling like I wasn't being taken care of. So we just initially started there. That was something we just started with. We started to not skimp on the small things. If it was $1 or $2 extra, we're like, well, we'll make it work. That's what we want. So we're going to do it. Is this going to make me feel more joy? Is this going to make me feel more abundant? Is this going to make me feel more taken care of and lifted up, whether it's when I use it or I look at it in the fridge or I eat it? Is it going to give me better quality of energy? And if it was yes, I bought it. I did it. I was like, I'm not living in the space of lack and abundance anymore. I'm choosing the things that are priorities in my life, and I am not skimping on them. I will do what I got to do, but I'm not going to skimp on them. So I started to buy the things that I really needed for my business. And at first it was really small, like planners or notebooks. And then I kind of amped it up a little bit with, equipment, like a ring light and a brand new computer and a microphone and those types of things. And then I started to invest in sites that were going to help my business. And those things were like landing pages or just like marketing services or just things that would allow me to run my business better and show up more professionally. I invested in those that had monthly membership fees. And then what I started to invest in were higher level things. I invested in a program that costed $3,000. Then I invested in a coach that cost me a very pretty penny every single month, around, $1,500 every single month, give or take. And I started to invest in things that costed more and more because I knew that if I wanted to play at the level, or if I wanted to see my success, if I wanted to be in that level that I envisioned, I had to start playing at that level. I couldn't play at the level that I was comfortable at. I couldn't play at the level in which I could see my bank account at right now, right? I couldn't play at the level I was at right now and then expect me to somehow get somewhere different, right? I can't play very comfortably and then expect myself to see my business excel. That wasn't going to happen. I had to play at the level in which I wanted to be in order to see it manifest and play out in reality in my life. So I stopped focusing on holding on to all my pennies for the future and focusing on the day I was promised right in front of me. This is something that we do a lot. We are saving and saving and saving and waiting for the day in the future. But you guys, the future is so relative. Today, right now, this moment is the future. Compared to last week, compared to yesterday, compared to 6 months ago, compared to the beginning of the year. Today is the future. Today is that. But we'll continue to wait and wait and wait for that one day. And we need to recognize, like, the only day I'm promised is right now. Like, I'm not promised tomorrow. I'm not promised next week. I'm not promised any of that. And I'm not saying, hey, go be frivolous. But at the same time, I want to play at the level and experience life right now. I'm not going to wait one day to start experiencing life. That wasn't serving me. It was making me feel very lack. It was making me feel like I was never arriving, like I was never happy. I never felt abundant in that space. I had to start looking at it and say, wow, like I get today. I'm promised today. So I'm going to do the damn thing today. I'm going to bet on today because this is all I'm promised. This is all I know that I'm given. I don't know if tomorrow's going to come. So why am I waiting and holding off for that? Because then what if it doesn't come? What if something happens? But I regret it? And I knew I would. I recognized that my current reality was simply a reflection of my past beliefs, my past decisions, not my current ones. So if I wanted to change the future, I had to change how I was showing up right now in my verbiage for myself and for my money. I had to get crystal clear on how I wanted to feel, who I wanted to be, and the non-negotiables of that version of me would honor. I started to change how I spoke about myself, what I was capable of, how I viewed myself, about money, how grateful I was to have everything that we did and all of the things that came our way. I changed how I spoke about our situation. Rather than being the victim and gaining attention from our misery, I started to talk about it as the most beautiful freaking blessing of my life. It changed how I thought. And once I changed how I thought, it changed how I felt. And eventually, it changed what I believed was true. I started to buy better things in bigger quantities, knowing with full freaking trust that it would come back to me, and it always did. Not once was I disappointed or let down or felt like it wasn't going to come back to me. Even in those small seconds of fear or doubt, I have always been supported. I'm still here, right? I'm here. I'm not living in a box. So I'm living freaking proof that when you trust and you surrender, that you're going to be supported. So I started to take more aligned action, and ultimately my vibration shifted. The way that my energy was, the way I was showing up in the world, everything shifted. I felt finally confident, because confidence, you guys, confidence doesn't just come one day. Confidence doesn't just show up when you wake up one morning and you're like, oh, hey there, confidence, what's up? what happens is you do the damn thing, right? You do the things, and when you do things, then you feel confident. You become confident because you take action. So something that my coach even taught me, and something that I've lived by, and something I teach now to my clients, is that what must first come is bravery. What has to come first is being wildly courageous. You have to be in a space where you are ready to move through fear and walk through fear and take those leaps and do the things that scare the shit out of you and be brave through it. Not fearless, but be brave and be courageous. Because when you're brave and you're courageous and you walk with fear and you do the things that scare you, then you become confident because you've done the thing. You can wait forever to wake up to feel confident, but it will never come. But you can choose to be brave. I was empowered now in this space. I was empowered. And in that space, I was ready to empower others. Through my vulnerability, from being confident, from being open, I was finally open to receive. I was ready to receive. I was becoming a channel, to bring in the things that I truly, truly desired. If you're making a 6-figure income, you're not going to be passing on date nights. You won't struggle to invest or see the value investing into your business. You won't put yourself on the back burner, and you will believe that you're worthy of all of the success that comes your way. A big piece of the puzzle that is missing is that I see women wanting to wait till they have the money to begin taking action in these areas. They think that it's once they have the 6 figures that they can begin to take a break, to buy the organic food, to say yes to date nights, and to feel more confident in their offers. What this is saying is that you're looking for validation and permission from others first. You're waiting for others to buy into you before you do. And that is never going to create a 6-figure income. You can look at any single person on social media that, is maybe making $1 million or making that 6-figure income, and ask yourself, would you hire them if they weren't showing up confidently? Would you hire them if they weren't doing the things that scared them? Would you hire them? Probably not, right? Probably not. But at a certain point, they decided that they were worthy of it, even if they couldn't see it. And that's why they got to where they were. They didn't wait. They didn't wait to arrive. They didn't wait for that validation. They just chose it. They stepped into it. So stepping into this new version takes a couple steps. First, you have to understand why you've taken the action you did in the past. You have to understand it. You need to look it in the face. You need to address it. You need to journal on it, and you need to look at it in its face and say, why did I take the actions that I have in the past? Why have I done the things that I have done? Why am I where I am? You need to recognize that what belief that has ultimately created. Third, you need to decide on a new truth you want to believe instead. And lastly, you need to take action that aligns with that belief. You cannot miss any of these steps. You have to do them all. You have to do them all in order. If on any single level you do not believe with 111% certainty that you are worthy, you're going to deflect the opportunities that may come your way. And you're going to think of a reason why you can't make that your dream job happen, or move across the world, or launch your business now. Even though you got fired or laid off, you will find reasons not to follow through on what you start and continue to shift your paths. You will find reasons to spend money just as fast as it comes in. You're going to find reasons to sabotage your sales calls, etc., right? On and on and on. When I'm talking about investing or to doing these things that are going to help you step into this level of, income that you want to be at, to play at this level, I'm not necessarily saying go drop $5,000 on a coach. I'm not necessarily saying go buy the most expensive things ever. What I'm saying is that you can choose to elevate your experience. So for example, instead of going and maybe buying a bunch of Kit Kats or really cheap chocolate, why don't you go to a really beautiful local, bakery or chocolate shop or, cafe, go buy some macaroons. And I'm sure I said that wrong. Go buy some truffles, go buy some higher level, better quality chocolate. So then you can actually experience it in a way that makes you feel more elevated. If you're going to have a bath, go get the nice bath bombs, go get some flower petals, go get some really beautiful candles, go get, I don't drink, I'm sober, but go get some champagne and get a really beautiful glass, or have some sparkling water. in a really beautiful glass. Elevate your experience. There are always ways that you can experience freedom, experience this elevation of this next highest level version of you. Maybe you just buy one different piece of clothing that makes you feel really, really amazing. Maybe for a date night, you get super creative, or and you just have a really beautiful picnic or something with your spouse. And you enjoy that champagne, or you enjoy the sparkling water in really beautiful glasses, and you get the truffles. You don't have to spend a ton of money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to start to operate at that level in which that you want to be at. And that's going to look like many different things. And it has to feel authentic and aligned for you. And you can get creative here, but start to journal on it. Start to get really aware of what that next level version of you would do. How would they play? Would they work at hotels? Would they work by the pool? Would they, or are they going to always live in lack, and they're going to kind of always show up every single day in their pajamas and, kind of feeling like a mess? Or does she get ready? Does she take a few minutes and maybe put on some earrings, or, maybe put on a dress before she hops on a call? What is she going to do that is going to make her feel more of that next level? It's all about just becoming aware of how you are showing up, and becoming aware of the way that you want to show up and who it is that you want to be. And then asking yourself, what do I need to do to become that version of me? Who do I need to be? And this, again, it's not about you becoming someone who isn't you. You already are this version of you. This is who you are. This is who you're meant to be. There's a reason why these nudges are in your gut and in your soul, and these whispers are there. It's your intuition guiding you that this is meant for you, that this is your next best step. Your intuition doesn't give you these nudges and these things to take it away or for you to fail. That's not why it's there. It's there because it's meant for you. So you just have to tap into it and figure out what this looks like for you. When you finally decide to show up and play full out at the level of the income and success in which that you want to receive and see manifest into your life, a lot is going to shift. You're going to start to become this energetic match to receive all of the wealth and all of the abundance that you truly, truly desire. And it's going to start with a feeling, right? It's going to start with you just feeling more wealthy, feeling more abundant, feeling more freaking amazing, and being able to show up with confidence and show up strong in your life and your business and for the people that you love and care about. And then it's going to show up in your bank account, and it's going to show up in your offers, and it's going to show up in sold out programs and sold out courses and products that you can't sell enough of, that you can't keep on your shelf. You're going to be doing all of the things, and it's going to feel freaking amazing. But you have to decide that it's yours. You have to decide. You have to choose to step into it. No one can do this for you other than you. And so this is me here giving you that permission, giving you a validation, giving you that nudge. But in order for you to receive it, you have to decide it. You have to take that next step. That's not something I can do for you or anyone else can do for you. And as much as I wish that I could, I can't. But this is that nudge. This is that message. This is that sign from the universe that you're on the right path. You just need to take this next step and own who it is that you truly want to be, and become that version of her right now, and not wait for it, not wait for validation, not wait for credibility, not wait to arrive, but know that you've already arrived, that you're already here, and that you are incredibly freaking successful where you are right now. So thank you so freaking much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my soul, for showing up here today, for listening to this episode, for just finding your way here. It means the world to me, especially when you've listened to the full episode and you've just listened to it from start to finish. It means the world to me. So thank you so much. As always, I want you to come and continue the conversation in the Bossy Babe Club, because I want to know how you're moving through this. I want to know how you are owning this next level version of you. I want to know and see what you're doing and how you're celebrating and the beliefs that you're changing. I want to be a part of this journey with you. I want to be a part of this conversation. So make sure you come and join us in the Bossy Babe Club, so then I can be a part of this conversation with you. Make sure, as always, if you haven't done it already, yet to go to the show notes and find out how to download your free workbook that goes along with this series. So once again, you can take action on it. Maybe you've missed some of the questions that I've mentioned, and I'll make sure to put those in the workbook that you'll find in the show notes. And please, if you loved this episode, if this made all the sense to you, it hit home, you resonated with it, and it's something that you would love for other women to hear, I would love if you could rate and review it. It will help me to spread this message and bring you more amazing guests. So as always, thank you so freaking much, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode.